What's up guys, Nathan here from ValliWai. I'm joined by Aaron today with his 2005 Honda Civic. I said the same thing in the last video. And this is it's pretty nice. It's sitting on the set rims right now. It's got some nice offset. And all we're going to be doing today, some of you know this, we're cutting the coils. Now, a lot of you I know are going to be wanting to do this on your car, and I recommend strongly against it. If you look at my previous video, you'll see that we installed tane lowering coils. That is the best bang for the buck option. But some of you are 17 and have the first car. I understand it, I've been there. There's a way to do it. So today on ValliWai, we'll show you how to do it.
So first things first, you got to jack up your car. Make sure you always use jack stands when you're jacking up your car in your garage if you don't have a hoist. Second thing is clearly to take off the wheels first, so let's do that. What you do, this is an additional safety barrier. You slap the wheel right underneath, just like that. And if you don't want to lose your lugs, as they're kicking around, slap them inside the wheel, and there you go.
Wheel is off, and first thing we want to do is take this whole strut assembly off. And you'll need a 19mm on this side, a 22mm on the opposite side to get this nut off. Once that, you might need a pry bar for this, or something to really put some pressure on it, because these get seized very intensely. If you have an impact, that's great as well. It's gonna get the process done so much quicker. Something you gotta really be careful though is your tie rod end right here. There's a cotter pin here. You wanna make sure that once you take your cotter pin off, that you replace it with a new one, because you don't want this to fail on you. This controls your steering. And to take it off, you need your pry bar. What I do is I shim it in between here. I put pressure pushing up onto the tie rod, because inside it's done in a cone, so you want to put pressure there so you can keep it. Then I take my impact, put it on, keep pressure on this, and then reverse it. And it's pretty much that easy. If you don't have an impact, you might struggle with this, so I really recommend it. Now, if it happens and you want to get this in and it's kind of seized in like this one is, what you can do is just use a hammer and just hammer on top of it. But if that doesn't work, you'll really want to use this tool to not damage the tie rod end. You don't want to play in it. This tool is perfect. It's actually polar, so what you're going to do is you're going to position it here, and once you tighten this bolt down, it's going to push in this direction here, and keeping all of your bushings in right order.
Do it with a die grinder. Don't really recommend it, because I'll tell you what my past experience was with one of these things. Is I was cutting one of the coils last time we did this, and what happened is I wasn't exactly paying attention 100% as to what was going on, so I was cutting and cutting and cutting, and all of a sudden the spring just shot out at me. So what happens as well, you should definitely wear some protection for your eyes as well as your hands. Another thing you can use, Sawzall. but I highly don't recommend using that. And the next best thing to use would definitely be an actual angle grinder. So let's get to it, guys. So obviously you're not going to be cutting all the way through the coil and just letting it snap at you. So what you're going to do is, typically what I like to do, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I like to cut it at about halfway to 3/4 way there. And what you're going to do after that, just for your own safety, is essentially you're going to whack it with the hammer. Now, Nathan, I don't know if you want to do the honors of whacking this thing. You're obviously a lot stronger than I am, my friend. Try it out.
We want to give it just kind of a dry hit, and let's see right here right now. Here finally, and the rear is pretty simple. There's basically one nut right here. You can see you don't have to keep any wrenches on this. This is actually kind of welded. It's integrated, the nut that's on here. So all you'll need is a 17 mil with, I like the 1/2" ratchet because it's pretty tight. It's seized. Aaron doesn't care about this car too much, so he's not detailing this part of the car. So there's definitely going to be some oxidation going on. So grab a big ratchet. Some of you might need some penetrating oil or something. I remember the first time we did this was, it wasn't that easy. There you go. Alright, now once that's off, the bottom will be free. And then you want to get the 2 nuts at the top. What size are they, Aaron? So there's going to be 2 14s. Alright, so now once all your bolts are out, just use your pry bar. And then boom, falls out. Success. Now repeat the process on the other side and you got your rears done. For these coils here, they're already cut. We had them from the previous build. One thing you want to watch out for, this pocket here, you want to make sure it sits perfectly in there. If it's not, well, I guarantee you'll have some issues, and they're not fun issues. What can happen is they can come out on the outside, and they can actually coil down past it, you know? And if they don't sit, they can fall off to the side. So just make sure that it's nice in that pocket, and this is going to be like a lowering coil at this point. So it's coming down from the outside. Are you ready yet, Aaron? I'm gonna put it in. It's in? Alright, I just gotta line the shaft once the nuts are in. Like that. Grab your bolt. Put it through the orifice. Alright, now this is now tight. I can give you guys the torque specifications, but if you're cutting coils, I don't think you're gonna care. Am I right? I would buy it. How much would you charge for it?
What?
How much would you charge for it?
$5.
Okay, yeah, for $5, yeah.